Alright, hello and welcome to another part of the Stalker pistol only challenge for Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl. This part is Lab X18 and you'll see that we do another no-death run of the lab. And while that may sound like a daunting challenge, and certainly it can be, we didn't have many problems in Lab X18. It was actually one of the easier areas of the entire run. I think I had more problems with Dark Valley before this and the Dark Valley after this. So we're going through here. This hallway does contain some anomalies that will burn you and kind of suck you in, and obviously the poltergeists in there. That room really has nothing. It has a corpse, but I was more interested in these snorks, and you can lure them into the burner anomalies here, and it will damage them, which is useful when you're just using a pistol. And I wanted to make sure he was dead, because I did have some problems with it earlier. Jump over the anomalies. That's the easiest way to clear them, and we come in here, get the first code, get a scientific med kit, and some bandages. So now we have to go back, and I do believe there's one more snork lurking around. I took a little bit of damage there. Okay, where is he at? Yep. But as long as you can get them at range with this pistol, you do all right. This is the one that fires the Viper ammo. We do have a 45 in case we need it, but we just don't have a lot of 45 ammo, so we're kind of conserving it and saving it for like the psuedogiant, which we will encounter down here. And I know the big question is, do you kill the psuedogiant with the pistol? Well, yeah, it's complicated. You'll see. So now we're down here. We have to deal with poltergeist on this level. We had to deal with them upstairs too. That's why you saw me destroy some of the crates, so they can't throw them at me. But the first part of down here is mainly just hunting down these poltergeists and not really letting them. You have to hunt down. I think there's 6 of them, so you want to take care of them before you do the psuedogiant, because I do believe they can still throw stuff at you while you're fighting him. And so I couldn't get one to come out. I'm looking for them. I couldn't find any of them. You can see, oh, there's the first one. So they can be tricky to take down with a pistol, and I'm not sure if it's RNG from the pistol itself, because this pistol is kind of RNG heavy. You can kill a snork in 1 shot, you can kill a snork in 5 shots, and the poltergeists are certainly the exception, although, or no exception, sorry. Although it can be complicated to see if you're hitting them as well. The blue flashes, I think, indicate, you just saw one, indicate that I'm hitting him. Okay, so you can take him down in 2 or 3 solid shots with this pistol, and it's really useful. I have a lot more ammo for this than I do for the 45, and so I really just want to use this as my primary weapon. We're not picking up very much of the artifacts here. That firewall artifact's useless. Now that's safe if you get the stash. It can contain a monolith armor. Unfortunately, we do not have the stash on our PDA, so we can't get that. We're going through here again. So now we actually have the official mission to get the code that opens the door. And I'm just double checking, looking for these poltergeists. I can still hear shit clattering around, and I can still see stuff getting thrown at me, so I know there's at least 1 more left. I think I've killed 3 or 4 at this point. They kind of travel the same route, but it can be difficult to kind of catch them. And I think at this point I decided, there's lockers in one of these rooms. Maybe if I start rummaging through the lockers, he'll get angry enough to come after me. I think this is where I start. So these lockers, I do believe don't contain anything at all, but I was like, oh, maybe if I mess with his stuff he'll get mad, and sure enough, here he comes. He got mad I messed with his lockers. His mistake though, because I'm able to kill him as soon as I can actually hit him. Okay, we've got another poltergeist. You can see that that little can was levitating, so I'm just hunting him down. This part of the run is kind of boring, but is necessary because, as I said, you don't want to get trapped in the pseudogiant room getting stuff thrown at you as well. The pseudogiant can do a lot of damage in a short amount of time. Alright, so now they're just all coming to me here. You can still see there's 1 more at least, because I think it's only 1, but there's still a can getting ready to be thrown at me. Oh, here he is. And poltergeists won't hurt you by passing over you, even though they look kind of threatening with the lightning around them and stuff. They are harmless unless they throw stuff at you. So now it's time to go take on the pseudogiant. I think I'm just looking for any more poltergeists, looking for any other things that might help me too with this upcoming fight with the pseudogiant. In a normal run, you would have access to the RPG laying around in the room. You would have access to a machine gun, which certainly, and you can see the game gives you this chest as if it intends you to use these armor-piercing rounds on the pseudogiant. They're useless to me. I won't even pick them up. They would be so useful for the military outside and the military that comes in after we kill a pseudogiant, but we don't get to use them because you guys don't want me to use them. We do get some exotic pistol rounds, and I'm wondering how good they're gonna do. So now we're just this can be a maze. So I'm kind of just making sure there's nothing left, and now it's time to go take on the pseudogiant. We put on our military suit and we equipped our 45, and we save. But fortunately for us, we never needed to quick load. So you can hear him. He caught me there with the shockwave, and it makes it so you can't run. I need to get to this body, so I get the body. He can't do much to you up here. So I take a pot shot at him. I'm letting him rampage around. And my goal is to get back to the doorway, because you can cheese the pseudogiant pretty easy, actually, as you'll see. He's actually no threat at all if you cheese him, and I know you probably wanted me to go in there and tangle with him. He still can hit me through the door, and it's still a challenge to kill him. You can't get through his back armor with the pistol, I'm pretty convinced. You can see he just ignores me. Here he comes. So our goal is to hit him as many times as we can, and then run out the door without getting caught in this little corner area to the right there. And backing into the door can be more challenging than it looks, but he will not really threaten you through the door. So at this point, I don't know where he's at. He's rampaging around. I'm trying to get him to come to me here. There are some explosive barrels, but they don't seem to do much to him. So I want him to come at me here, but I don't really know where he's at. So we're just kind of hanging out in the doorway here. Here's his ugly face. As you can see, you could kind of just cheese him out. I know it's probably not what you wanted to see, and I'm sure we'll get a chance to tangle with an actual pseudogiant later, hopefully with a bigger gun. He's kicking an explosive barrel, and I was kind of worried he would kick it right at me. So he got me with another shockwave there. It's still challenging, but there he is. He's dead. I go pump a couple rounds into him and use a med kit and quick save and use a bandage. Crystal, I do believe I picked that up. That's more of a rare artifact there. Yeah, that's a more rare artifact. So that's basically the lab. We do have the Pyrogeist at the end here. And you'll see he presents a little bit more challenge than the pseudogiant. And, you know, I always felt this lab was kind of unfair. They give you a pseudogiant, which should be the boss, technically. I mean, it's big enough to be the boss, tough enough to be the boss. No, you have to fight a Pyrogeist, too, which is a new enemy type as well. The pseudogiant's new. Snorks are relatively new. This lab just throws a lot at you in a short amount of time. Alright, so now we have to kill the Pyrogeist. There's a supply stash in one of these rooms here, and I just decided, I don't think I've ever explored this room fully, so I decided to kind of take a peek around. So there's a supply stash over here to the left. Go up, get some stuff out of there. The Pyrogeist can't hurt you while you're in here. I know it looks threatening. There's a bunch of med kits and bandages and some ammo. The ammo is worthless to us. I was just checking around, seeing if there was anything laying around. I don't think I've ever fully explored these rooms, and maybe I was missing out on something good. There's a stash there. I don't believe there's anything in it. Yes, because we haven't obtained the stash information. And this lab can be annoying. If you get the stash information later in the game, you don't really ever want to come back here. There's nothing here for you besides more snorks and more the pseudogiant can respawn. If you've looted it the first time, I mean, the monolith armor could be worth coming down here for, I suppose. But really, you have no reason to come back here. So I equipped this pistol. The Pyrogeist is actually pretty weak, especially compared to the pseudogiant. As I said, I feel he should have been the boss of this whole lab. But we're going to go basically kill this guy pretty quick. He comes down the stairs. That's always predictable. So if you're playing this game vanilla and you've never played it before and you're watching this pistol-only challenge because you're a psychopath and you want to see someone beat the game with a pistol, he always comes down the stairs first, so just unload armor-piercing rounds into him and he should just die right there. But see, he's that easy. That is how easy the Pyrogeist is with the pistol. Not really a threat unless you get caught in the burners there. So yeah, that's basically the run, folks. We do have to get out past the military, but come on. You just saw me take out a pseudogiant and a Pyrogeist with a pistol. Do you think a couple punks from the Ukrainian military here are going to be any threat to a well-trained stalker? Alright, we watched this cutscene. Ignore the fact that this was before I was playing this in. Ignore the fact that he's using his little AKSU there. We never used that. We would have mowed down them dogs with a pistol. I would have been dual-wielding them bitches, killing these dogs. And trust me, if I could dual-wield in this game, I'd be a psychopath. No one could stop me. I'd be taking down everybody just with 2 45s, 2 black kites. Alright, so that means the military are now spawned into the lab. And so I'm just kind of regrouping here. I probably had some cats fighting as well. My cats like to fight whenever I'm doing anything. So we need to grab the documents, and I'm just looking around the room. Alright, so now we get out of here. A bunch of really old computers, but not that old, you know. This game supposedly takes place, you know, early 2000s, and then the events took place earlier than that. Those computers are pretty modern for the time period. Alright, so I'm just cautiously stalking around the area here, as stalkers tend to do. I know there's military guys, but it's been a while since I played Shadow of Chernobyl straight through, and so I just was being cautious here. I guess I failed to see I only had 1 bullet left. Probably should reload before I get into a firefight here. But, there we go. I topped off. I guess I was so exhilarated from killing the poltergeist and the pseudogiant that, I was just not reloading at the time. So here we go up the stairs. And there's our first military guy. Once again, headshots are our friend, and the fact we still have our military suit and a bunch of bulletproof artifacts, such as the Night Star there and the Stone Flower, make us a little, and the Mama's beads, I forgot I have those. Those make us a lot more impenetrable to bullets, and so I'm able to just kind of sit here and tangle with these guys now, even with their superior weapons. You can see they're not really doing much damage to me, and I can just pistol them to death. I am going for headshots and hoping to stagger them out like that. Once they're staggered, they're an easy target to just blast away at, and this 45 certainly packs a punch. I know there's another guy there. I could kind of see him, but the 45 wasn't doing enough. And he is just spraying me with these bullets. Yeah, no mercy for you. I'm just taking bandages and pistol ammo. I guess I'm not even taking pistol ammo at this point. I'm just taking bandages. Okay, there we go. I see 2, so I was making sure one wasn't going to creep up behind me. But I think he's lurking by the actual exit of the entire place. This guy decided to run up on me, which is a mistake when I'm using a pistol. He's actually really damaging me. There we go. You can see that even with all of these advantages I have now later in the game, that some of these guys are still a major challenge to me. And so here we go up the stairs, and there's one more, and I think he's lurking right by the exit. There he is. I pepper him with some rounds. I only have 2 bullets left. The disadvantage of this 45 certainly is that we only have 7 rounds in the mag. But this close, headshots are pretty easy. For him too, though, and that's what sucks. But we took him down. My health was really low. Trying to conserve med kits by just using bandages, which are more plentiful. I have 41 of those. And that's the lab, folks. We did it. We beat the entire thing. No deaths. I wave around like that to let me know I'm at the end of the run. And thanks for watching.